Hello and welcome to HITC Sport. Here are 9 WAGs who stuck up for their husbands, rightly or wrongly.
Anara Atanes.
If you're omitted from a World Cup squad, you have 2 options. You can swallow your pride and accept your disappointment with dignity, or you can get your girlfriend to swear like a sailor on social media. Didier Deschamps decided to omit Samir Nasri from his World Cup squad, so Anara Atanes took to Twitter. France, Deschamps, what a shit manager. Deschamps chose not to show her his impressive CV, or a reminder that she was indeed French herself, but instead reportedly threatened to sue. She wasn't done there though, and returned in February 2015 and posted, Deschamps, talking about being sincere. You lied to the whole of France saying you were suing me, but yet I received nothing. Spelling his name incorrectly 3 times in a row didn't really add much weight to her argument.
Yolanda Cardona.
When Manchester United signed Victor Valdes in 2014, they were acquiring a goalkeeper who'd won as many European Cups as the club itself. It was just a shame for him that he was facing competition from arguably the finest shot stopper on the planet. After apparently refusing to play in a reserve game, he was placed on the transfer list in the first season, refused a squad number, and was not invited to the UNICEF Gala dinner at Old Trafford. Yolanda Cardona, wife of the Spaniard, made things particularly awkward by posting an Instagram picture of the Manchester United squad, minus Valdes, with the message, do not invite to my husband, Vic Valdes 1, to be part of the United for UNICEF. It's the last thing you don't expect from one of the biggest club as Manchester United. I don't know who KMUFC 10 are, but I have a feeling it's not Ed Woodward.
Lisa Carrick.
Raise your hand if Roy Keane has said or done anything that has pissed you off at least once in your life. Alright, you can take your hands down now. That includes you, Alfie. He doesn't watch the vids. Anyway, Michael Carrick's wife is no different. When Olympiacos beat Man United in 2014, Keane blasted Carrick in the aftermath and got on the wrong side of Lisa as a result. She went straight to Twitter.
Roy Keane, what a says anything to provoke a reaction. That's all done.
Whether anyone sent her a reply of "You okay, hun?" I'm not sure.
Monse Benitez.
Rafa Benitez and Jose Mourinho have never been the best of friends. After taking the Real Madrid job in 2015, which seems a lifetime ago from Barnsley away, Rafa's wife Monse Benitez, I can't pronounce that, noted that the club was the 3rd of Mourinho's old teams that Rafa had managed, claiming that we tidy up his messes. You just knew Jose was not going to let that one slide. He went straight to the press. The lady needs to occupy her time, and if she takes care of her husband's diet, she will have less time to speak about me. So he's calling him a fat bastard, basically.
Laura Miller.
Chris Sutton was full of praise for Inverness after their first goal against Rangers in a 2-1 win in February. Laura Miller, wife of Kenny, was not pleased. What you liked about it, Chris, is that it was against Rangers. Shut up, TV muted. Laura, you can throw your TV out the window if you want. It doesn't stop the fact that your husband is 36 points behind Celtic.
Rebecca Vardy.
It all looks rosy in the snake pit at Leicester these days, but Rebecca Vardy could have given some of the Leicester players a crash course in rolling up your sleeves. She's been taking on all of Twitter this season. Last year she was battling teenage Twitter trolls in their droves after her husband Jamie received a barrage of abuse when it looked like he was going to Arsenal. Bet he's regretting turning them down now. I wonder how many of you that slagged us off unnecessarily will now have the balls to apologise. Embarrassing. And then after one Twitter user criticised her husband for an embarrassing performance in a 0-0 draw for England against Slovakia, let me guess, you could do better, right? Probably sat scoffing your face with a pie. Behave. Did someone say something about pies?
Georgelina Cardozo.
Angel Di Maria may look like a cartoon character, but his wife dug up some animation to express her disgust at the refereeing performance in PSG's 6-1 loss to Barcelona in the Champions League this season. In the immediate aftermath of that crazy game, she posted an Instagram message of Simpsons character Lyle Lanley, famous for conning the residents of Springfield out of a large sum of money, in exchange for a genuine bona fide electrified 6-car monorail. Think she was calling the ref a cheat, basically.
Lexi Blackwell.
Word to the wise, if you live near Gary Monk, do not go to his house and tell him what a horrible job he's doing. His wife will not appreciate it, especially if they're in the middle of sitting down to dinner or whatever. Towards the end of his time at Swansea City, that's exactly what somebody did, and Lexi was not pleased. Absolutely incensed, a neighbour has the audacity to hand deliver a letter moaning at Gary's handling of everything he's done wrong. If you want to talk to him, go to the Swans. Don't to my children's home. Or better still, as you think you know better than him, why don't you become a manager? And with that, Paul Clement decided to give the management lark a go.
Iria Otero.
It's not often a footballer gets held back for detention, but then AC Milan aren't like most clubs. They've managed to go from the greatest side on earth to almost halfway down a substandard Serie A inside a decade. After a poor performance last season, the AC Milan squad was placed on retiro for a week, depriving Iria Ortiro of her husband. Taking to Instagram, she lamented Diego Lopez's absence. How do I explain to my daughter that her father won't come home tonight to read her a fairy tale because the team was punished for losing a game? Well, you can start by explaining that her father earns more in a week than most do in a year, and yet despite playing for a club with 7 European Cups, somehow managed to finish below Torino and Sampdoria in the table. I think that should do the trick. Cheers for watching, lads. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a share, and I'll talk to you in a while.